Hi everyone, my name is Courtney. I am Fiber Fox Studios. Welcome to Mosaic Monday. For today's tutorial, we are going to be working pattern number 55. You will find a link to the chart set in the Etsy shop. You of course do not need to buy it because I am going to teach you the entire design in this video. Also, down in that description, you're going to find links to the playlist that tell you how to handle these ends, as well as other relevant information for newbies who are not used to how I do these. You'll find a lot of helpful information down below in that description. And of course, I always put project ideas so that you can make a project using my count already figured out for you. You will see this flat swatch that I do in the video. And then I have an in the round project. This is a pillow that I have worked for myself. So you can work this exact pillow. I'll have the information on how to do it, as well as any other flat project, all down there in that description. So we're going to grab 2 colors of yarn, your favorite crochet hook, and we are going to get started. To get started, you will grab color A, and you're going to chain in the multiple 4 over and over as many times as you would like until you've reached your desired size. And then at the end, if you're working flat, you're going to add 4 more chains to that final chain count. If you want to work in the round, you are just simply going to chain in the multiple of 4. And then once you've reached your desired size, you will slip stitch to the first chain you made to form a ring. And then you will begin working the repeats given starting in that same stitch and maintain your chain count or stitch count throughout the entire project. So for this tutorial, we are working flat, so we're going to begin row 1 now. But of course, you can pause the video and get your starting chain ready and meet back up with me to continue. To begin row 1, we are going to skip the first chain from our hook and move here into that second chain and do a traditional single crochet. So we're going to go into the and go completely into that stitch under the V. So you want to make sure you're totally in. Now we're going to grab and pull up a loop and complete that single crochet just like normal from there. We're now going to begin our repeat for row 1, and it's very simple. We are going to be placing a back loop only single crochet in all of our stitches except for the very last stitch of the row. We're going to begin doing that now. So we go right under the back loop. So picking up one side of the stitch and then you single crochet just like normal from there. So you're going to continue to work 1 single crochet in that back loop all the way down your row, and then you will meet up with me when you have just 1 stitch left, and we will end the row together. We are now here at the end of row 1. I have 1 stitch left. At the end of every row, when you have your 1 stitch remaining, you are going to work a traditional single crochet into that last stitch. So just like we began the row, we end the row. So we go into the complete stitch under the V and single crochet just like normal from there. Now we're going to bind off, and you'll be binding off just like this at the end of every single row. We are going to chain up to 1 and 2. Now we need to clip that yarn and cinch that down. So we just grab our scissors, clip, leaving a tail, and now you will go ahead and pull that loop on out. And now we like to place our thumb and index just above the 2 stitches we have there, 2 little chains. And we're going to grab and pull up on the tail while we cinch down on those 2 chains. And that gives us a little knot at the end of the row. So now we're going to begin row number 2, and we are going to need to grab color B for this row. So I bring in color B, and at the beginning of the row, we did that traditional single crochet, and we're going to be identifying that stitch to begin row 2. This is how you're going to join on your new color each row. So if you look closely at your work, you can see there's this little side bump. That's our turning chain from row 1. And we're going to make sure that we ignore that. It will scoot down out of your way. Your first stitch, the full V, is what we're looking for. We're going to go into that stitch under the V, and we do a traditional single crochet to join on color B for row 2. So we grab and pull up our loop. Now we're going to grab the tail and working yarn and chain 1. Now we can allow our tail to fall out of our way, and we are going to go back into that first stitch and complete that single crochet. Back in, grab and pull up, and then finish out your single crochet like normal. So that's how you join on at the beginning of each row. Now we're going to begin the repeat for row number 2, and it is exactly like row 1. We are going to work a single crochet, working in that back loop only in each stitch. All of our single crochets when we're working overlay mosaic, they are all done in the back loop only, other than our traditional single crochet at the first stitch of the row and the last stitch of the row. So for the rest of the tutorial, I'll just refer to these as single crochets, and you'll know that when you're working this repeat, you work in the back loop only on all your single crochets. So we will go ahead and finish out this row and meet up in just a moment for row 3. Remember, at the end of the row, final stitch, you will place a traditional single crochet and then bind off. Row 3 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row number 3's repeat begins immediately, and we begin by working a single crochet into the very next stitch. Now we are going to work 1 double crochet, and the way I'm going to work this double crochet is how you will work all of your double crochets when working these patterns. You're going to wrap your yarn just like normal, but we are going to identify our next stitch, and then we must slide directly down 2 rows below and pick up this front loop. Now we are going to grab our yarn and pull up a loop. You don't want to get too tight and draw this up. Now we pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now we're going to continue on with our repeat by working 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And to make sure we are working into the correct next stitch, you can always fold back this double crochet. Each double crochet will take up 1 stitch back here on the previous row, and it'll cover it up. So our next single crochet goes right here into this stitch. And now we're going to end our repeat by working 1 double crochet into the very next stitch. So that ends the repeat. Let's recap. Our repeat began with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet. So for those of you who are new, I'm about to work the repeat with you again so you can see how you continue to work. Immediately begin our repeat over. So we've ended here. Now we start again, and the repeat starts with 1 single, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and 1 double crochet ends that repeat. So if you look at what you're doing, we're making these boxes all the way down our row. So at the end of the row, we are going to meet up to work our row end together, and this is how you'll work all of your row ends. So pause the video and come back when you're ready for your row end. We are now here at the end of row 3, and as you can see, we have 2 stitches left. And at the end of every row, after you finish your repeat, for the final time, you will find that you have 2 stitches left every row. So the way that we will be working this is we restart our repeat for 1 stitch, and then we do our traditional single crochet into that last stitch of the row. So in this case, the repeat for row 3 begins with a single crochet, and then we traditional single crochet going under that V in the last stitch, and then chain up and bind off. So as you can see, by restarting our repeat here at the end of the row, we now have made our row end match with the row start. So you'll have a nice even pattern. So you're going to continue and then meet up with me for row number 4. Row 4 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row number 4 begins immediately in this next stitch with 2 single crochets. So we work 1 and now into the next. We work the second single crochet. 1 double crochet. And we end our repeat with 1 single crochet. So super simple. That ends the repeat. We'll recap it. Our repeat begins 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, and then 1 single crochet. So you're going to continue on down your row and meet up with me when you are ready for row number 5. I'm going to continue one more time by working 2 single crochets. There's 1 and 2, 1 double crochet, and 1 single crochet ends that repeat. So as you can see, you just continue to work the same exact set of stitches over and over, and then we will meet up when you are ready for row number 5. Remember, at the row end, you will have 2 stitches left. You restart your repeat for 1 stitch, and then traditional single crochet in that last stitch. Row number 5 begins now, and we are working in color A. Our repeat for row number 5 begins with 1 double crochet, and we will end the repeat with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and number 3. That ends the repeat. So let's recap it. Row number 5's repeat, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets. So continue to repeat that exact set of stitches on down your row, and then we will meet up when you are ready for row number 6. Row 6 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row number 6 begins with 1 single crochet, one double crochet, 1 single crochet, and we end the repeat with 1 double crochet. To recap, row 6 repeat, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet. So continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me for row 7 when you're ready. Row 7 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 7's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. 1 double crochet, oops, and we end the repeat with 1 single crochet. Let's recap. Row 7's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet. So you will continue to work that exact set of stitches all the way down the row, and then we will meet up for row number 8. Row 8 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 8's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, and we will end the repeat by working 3 single crochets over these next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and number 3. That ends our repeat. Let's recap it. Row number 8's repeat is 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets. So keep working that set on down the row, and I'll meet up with you for row 9 in just a moment. Row 9 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 9's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat with 1 single crochet. Let's recap it. Row 9's repeat begins with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet. So you will continue to work that exact set of stitches and meet up with me when you're ready for row 10. Row number 10 begins now, and we are working in color B. Row 10's repeat begins with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, and we end the repeat with 1 double crochet. So let's recap. Row 10's repeat, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet. So continue on down your row and meet up with me when you're ready for row 11. Row number 11 begins now, and we are working in color A. Row 11's repeat begins with 1 double crochet, and it ends with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So let's recap. Row 11's repeat, 1 double crochet, 3 single crochets. So you'll just keep working that set. Meet up with me for our final row in just a moment. Row 12 begins now, and we are working in color B. Our repeat for row 12 begins with 2 single crochets, 1, and number 2. 1 double crochet, and we end the repeat with 1 single crochet. Let's recap it. Our repeat for row 12 begins with 2 single crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 single crochet, ends that repeat. So you're going to continue on down, working that exact same set. And then we will meet up one final time to talk about finishing your project and what to do about these ends, etc., etc. So I'll be back in one moment. So here's what your work will look like after completing the final row, which is row 12. From here, if you want to grow your project, so go taller with it, you are going to rewind in the same video back to row 3, and you will repeat rows 3 through 12 over and over as many times as you would like until you've reached your desired size. Then after you have completed row 12 for the final time on your project, you will still go back to row 3 one more time and work row 3 as your very final row at the end of your project. And then, of course, to thicken up that line, you may want to do a slip stitch row after row 3 on top there, all in the same color A, just to finish it out so your top and bottom match. So that's how you'll complete this. If you have any questions at all, you can always ask them down below in the comments. I also have down in the description links to my how-to playlist and my mosaic finishing playlist, which go over, there's a few different videos you can watch about how you handle your ends, how you bind off these ends here that are at the start of the row, because remember, we just kind of looped on the yarn and started, so you do need to secure these starting tails the same way that we have done the knotted bind off down here to secure our end tails. So all of that's covered on different videos, and they're all on the playlists organized for you. So I'll link those down below. As always, I truly appreciate your time and for watching. And until next time, thank you so much, and bye for now.